Good evening and welcome to a match for the Thor Open online qualifier. And there is not that many chances left to play this online qualifier, because after this one there's only 2 more qualifiers left for your team to participate in the Thor Open that is being held offline in Stockholm. So we have a lot of teams trying to make their way through still. NEXT.kz being one of those, one that we are following today for. Well, this is going to be our second match only, and they're taking it up against ao'n Esports, a team that has also made it through the first round, and the second round, and the third round, because this is the 4th round of the Thor Open online qualifiers. And we're going to see how they're going to do. They have got some names which we do recognize. Exiled is one of them, but more importantly, Hannah Montana, and I do believe it is actually Hannah Montana from Complexity, is also playing in this match. So we'll see how they are going to be doing here, as we have a Templar Assassin, Bat Rider, Darkseer, and ao'n dying, having banned out. And again, for NEXT.kz, just like the previous game, Bounty Hunter, the first pickup for the lineup for NEXT.kz. And again, as the first pickup for the other side, the Jakiro is the first one, this time though accompanied by a lone druid, already slightly giving away what ao'n Esports wants to be doing with their game. They don't mind it going to late game. They want to have their lone druid farming up, and well, let's see if NEXT.kz, what are they going to pick up against that? What are they going to pick up now that they know what ao'n Esports wants to be doing with their game? We're gonna have Magnus picked up, as well as the Disruptor, so imagine a kinetic field, a reverse polarity, as well as with a static storm over the top. That's gonna be pretty damn painful on the side of ao'n Esports, which I will now call ao'n, or April, or O'Neill, I don't know, because their shortcut is ao'n. Oh, I can call them ao'n. Okay, ao'n on the dire side. Sorry, but let's see what they can pick up now, since they already know now what they have to face. That they are indeed going to be team fought with that. Will they counter that with having some team fight for themselves, with an Enigma, with a Tidehunter, for example? It's all possible. And Tidehunter actually, for example, is pretty nice if you're going to be pressured and you know that you want to give your lone druid some time, more time to farm up. There's nothing more threatening if you're going to be pushing against a lineup that has still a Tidehunter that has its Ravage up, and you don't really want to initiate first then, because you want the Tidehunter to waste his Ravage first, and that's going to be a nice hero to have if they indeed go for that. But they're taking their time, taking into their bonus time, only 30 seconds left on the side of ao'n. And we'll see what they're going to do with their last pickup. And indeed it's going to be the Tidehunter. So no real surprise there. And it's going to be, well, team fight up on team fight. Let's see what they're going to be banning out though. Like, Tidehunter, by the way, another reason why they could go for Tidehunter, if Hannah Montana is indeed Hannah Montana, which I do think it is. Hannah Montana is Tidehunter player number 1. So he is if he is gonna be playing the Tidehunter, then we know for sure it's him. On the long lane solo he normally plays that, which means that I might put the lone druid inside the short lane, the safe lane, to get him some safe farm there. Will also mean that they still have plenty of space to put someone in that jungle. So that's why we see Chen being banned out by NEXT.kz. NEXT.kz, who against them have the Sven being banned out, a combination that you can make with the Magnus and the Disruptor. That's of course very scary. So that's no longer going to be a possibility there. Another hero that's good with that Magnus though is, for example, a Tiny and a Leshrac. Both of those heroes are very scary. NEXT.kz banning out that Enigma. So don't want to be having jungle heroes on your opponent team, forcing ao'n Esports to be going into either trial lane or multiple dual lanes. And we're gonna have a Luna ban out by April. That's unusual. I am still expecting maybe a Leshrac at least ban out. Leshrac Magnus, even though you don't really need them together on the lane, but if you have a reverse polarity, that's already a stun. Leshrac stun follow up perfectly on that one, and there's not going to be any escape from that one. Not with the amount of damage that NEXT.kz would be able to pull out from that combination. Their last ban is going to be incoming now though. Is it going to be an Enchantress or a Nature's Prophet, 2 jungle heroes that are still in the pool? Or do they want to ban out something else instead? Maybe a mid hero they don't want to be having or something. Or another side lane solo possibility, the Broodmother, who is no longer going to be in the game, and a hero that is very annoying to deal with, and NEXT.kz just doesn't want to do that. It's gonna be a gyrocopter ban out for April. Now that's the first time I see a gyrocopter ban out. Rubik will be the picker for NEXT.kz though. And if you look at the side of ao'n, I mean, you can ban out the or you can, if anything you steal off a Jakiro, anything that you steal off of the Jakiro is good on a Rubik. And then you also can steal the bear, you can steal the Ravage if you're lucky. Anchor Smash and Gush, definitely not bad either, but it's a good support hero, and he will probably be played as support with Magnus in the solo mid lane, and then a tri lane for NEXT.kz with the last carry still to be picked up, which could still be either a Chaos Knight or something like that, or maybe even a Tiny still. I'm still expecting something with AoE damage, because that's just the most logical thing to have if you have a Magnus on your team as well. But it's not going to be a Queen of Pain anymore, because that one is going to be picked up by ao'n there. It's going to be their mid lane hero. First the Magnus, is definitely a solid hero there. Magnus of course has his survivability with the skewer, can just go away with that. And that is going to be the AoE damage. I had no idea that they would pick that one up, as in I would have not guessed that, even if I decided to guess for a long time. I would not have guessed Outworld Destroyer, but I did say, do you want to have some kind of carry with AoE potential, and Outworld Destroyer definitely is one of them. And if he gets his farm up, that's going to be really dangerous against April O'Neil, and only the Queen of Pain will really be able to withstand against him. And it might even be the Magnus on the tri lane and the Outworld Destroyer on the mid lane. It could both be possible. We're gonna see what ao'n is gonna pick up next. They have 10 seconds left until that bonus time, while NEXT.kz has not used any bonus time so far. And they're gonna pick up the Venoman, so that's gonna be their solid support. So we're gonna see a tri lane coming up from them, most likely. Maybe with a lone druid. Possibly with a lone druid. Let's switch over lanes and see what else we got. Who is going to be playing what, as we actually see Hannah Montana playing the Queen of Pain, so it might not be the Hannah Montana that I thought it would be. Or it might just be that this Tidehunter is going to play a very different role than the Hannah Montana that we're used to seeing on Tidehunters, or the role that Hannah Montana used to play on Tidehunters, let's put it that way. We're going to jump ourselves to the bottom lane first, or bottom lane I should say. Radiant Team Fountain, that pick up again the Sephoric Courier. And we're gonna see that Magnus is gonna be played by Mantis, so we'll see them in the mid lane possibly, as we already see Bounty Hunter moving his way towards the mid lane, even though he'll probably be going towards the rune, and check that out, see if he can grab that before he goes onto the top lane as a long lane solo. That's being played by Sing Sing, who's playing as a stand-in for NEXT.kz here. We're going to have Ballas playing the Rubik. He's going to be on the bottom lane. 9 is going to be on the Disruptor. And they're all going to be supporting Stalcat, who is going to be on the OD, on the Outworld Destroyer. And here we have Ganking Train. Will there be an Ice Path? It will be. And it locks in Outworld Destroyer, but not inside the Kinetic Field. Kinetic Field actually blocks them out. And that will be a ganking from ao'n. Failed, not able to be successful, as we have a Bounty Hunter. Actually, what is he doing? Is he stopping some pools here? Perhaps he doesn't have any wards to do anything else there. Is he stopping some spawns if he's lucky enough? Maybe trying to wait there for a long time and grab the courier, I don't know. Could be a possibility, but that's everybody of NEXT.kz on the Radiant side. We'll jump ourselves over to ao'n, where we see a Scythe on the Tidehunter, and he'll be going onto the bottom lane. We'll see a Defect, the Jakiro, played as a support in this game, and they're also going to be having the Venoman, so that will make this an aggressive tri lane. And the Venomans are played by Tibbe. And that will mean, yeah, like I said, aggressive tri lane. And the thing about aggressive tri lanes is, if you're not going to be getting any kills, it's not going to be worth it. And if you look at the lineup, both Rubik and Disruptor, both heroes that can stop ganks when they are happening. A Telekinesis can stop it, a Kinetic Field can stop it, as we just saw already. Sentry Ward being placed, but no wards just being placed by Rubik, or the only ward that he placed was this one. But yeah, we're gonna see them being very aggressive, so I'm hoping to be not missing any kills here, as I will be jumping slightly fast onto the mid lane, where we see that Hannah Montana is gonna be playing the Queen of Pain in the mid lane, and the top lane played by Exiled Dota on the lone druid, and he will be trying to get that solid farm there up against the bounty hunter. Bounty hunter will still be getting some experience there, though he will not be locked out of that one. So probably going to be doing better than a normal long lane bounty hunter at that, and meaning that NEXT.kz will be able to be a bit more aggressive earlier than they normally would. It all depends on this guy also, though. Magnus level 2 for now, 5 for 1 last hits, while Queen of Pain not able to get any last hits just yet. And Magnus, he only needs one more creep to get his bottle up, which is of course going to be his goal. And he still has so much mana. He's going to have a shockwave still for the next creep that he wants to take. And apparently there is the team name from the other team is after someone who is in a profession of, it is, well, porn star. Yeah. Oh well, maybe they are both are all big fans of her. You never know. But we'll never find out probably. It's that simple. But we have a pause as we're waiting for Stalker to connect back in. Stalker who well, might have lost last hit here with that disconnect, but we'll see. Should be fine though. As Tidehunter managed to pick up 1 so far, and Outworld Destroyer only 2, so it's still very early in on the game. I mean, no judging just yet. But yeah, let's see what they got here. So they have got a Gale into Ice Path into Gush. So the only thing that is guaranteed to hit is the Gush. If the Gush hits, target will be slowed, meaning that Jakiro will be able to land his Ice Path, meaning that Venomance will be able to land his Venomous Gale, whichever comes first, really. No real, well, no real difference there. But if they do that, they haven't got any extra burst after that. It's only slow and stun. No real burst damage coming out apart from the Gush. And there will be a kinetic field, so they won't be able to chase it that long. If you're thinking about slow will help them chase down the heroes, well, that's not possible because kinetic field and probably soon also a glimpse will help with that. And if they chase, the first target will get telekinesis and then thrown back into his teammates, and they will all be stunned. So it will be very hard to do that. And on top of that, of course, something that we also see from what are they writing? I have no clue. They're having fun anyway. Anyway, on top of that, you also have the Outworld Destroyer, who has the same kind of ability as a disruption, I should say, as a Shadow Demon disruption. And we know Shadow Demon as the hero that is also the anti-gank. Because if someone's gonna get ganked, a disruption, and you're out of trouble. Same thing goes for Astral Imprisonment. You can just throw it up on the target that's gonna get aggressed. And since they only have the Ice Path as a stun, even if it's Outworld Destroyer himself that's gonna get harassed, he can still put himself into safety. So it will be very hard for ao'n to try and get a kill out of this bottom lane. But they do need it, because as I said, if you're going to run for an aggressive tri lane, you have to get kills, otherwise you can't get it. Otherwise you can't get it. They will not be able to pull here though, so that's something that the Radiant side should be happy about. But it will be NEXT.kz that is able to get farm inside the jungle, while ao'n, they're not going to be able to do that at all. So they definitely need to have that farm. As we have a shout out to the girl from the fact, Kelsey, shout out to you. As I hope that you're not feeling threatened by the title of the team that he's in. Okay, apparently I was wrong though. Okay, or some of the viewers were wrong about the name. Oh well. Oh wells. Bounty on the 3 last hits for him, 4 last hits on the lone druid, still fairly even. As, well, to be fair, this should be fairly even. Wait, what are they saying? Oh. That avatar that actually says in paint that it's NEXT.kz owns or something is apparently made by Exiled, so these teams know each other. But yeah, we're still waiting for Stalka to reconnect back into the game. Sorry for the delay, people. I'm hoping that we'll be able to continue shortly, as of course waiting is not really the most fun thing to be doing right here, even though it is good. No, it's not good. I was gonna say it's good that my voice gets some rest, but in the meantime I kind of feel obligated to continue talking, otherwise you'll just be sitting here waiting and not doing anything, and I just sit here waiting, not doing anything, and I might as well just talk, so you at least sit there not doing anything while you can listen to me, and I can just sit here doing not doing anything apart from talking. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I'm gonna drink water, since I can. But yeah, this is the Thor Open qualifiers. The qualifiers is actually the Thor Open itself is free. It's open. Yeah, the name says it. It's open for everybody. Every team can sign up for the qualifiers, and the finals are gonna be on LAN. It sounds like we need to have a remake, new draft, etc. What? Why a new draft? No, reconnect is there. No, they don't have 2 careers. No, they only have 1. It's cool. Anyway, we do have Stalkat reconnecting back in. And there we go. So let's see how this bottom lane is going to work out, because as I said, well, I already went over everything that normally would go over during this phase. That's a bit awkward now, isn't it? Oh yeah, that's also going to be very annoying. So Tidehunter is not a hero that has a big mana pool. If he does that again, Tidehunter will not even have enough mana for the Gush. And we already discussed that Gush was going to be the first thing that had to hit. Ice Path though, and the Gale hitting the Rubik, Kinetic Field and Telekinesis there, and it's gonna be an Astral Imprisonment on Bala soon, I hope. Otherwise he will go down, and he does go down. The Astral Imprisonment was on the Jakiro rather than someone else, and Venomancer picks up the kill. It shouldn't have happened. The Astral Imprisonment should have gone on to the Rubik, who did go down there. So everything was used, but oh. Who needs a Gush if you can land Gales without any issues, in theory. Well, I can say in the chat now that the game will start again in 2 minutes, but I don't really want to do that. 2 more Astral Imprisonments before Tide cannot cast Gush anymore. It's gonna be so annoying to lane against an Outward Destroyer as a strength hero that already doesn't have that much mana to begin with. Telekinesis, Tidehunter, Ice Path, locks in OD though, right clicks continue to go, and they turn around to go on the Jakiro. Will they have enough damage to go through with that one? Tidehunter again coming back in, as for Imprisonment, lands on the Jakiro, but they're not gonna come in, and here comes the double damage Venomancer. And this might end badly for the Rubik. Ice Path, Gale, both hit again. Ballas, Telekinesis, still glimpse back. Is it gonna be enough? Right clicks to go, and he goes down again. Venomancer picking up the kill. And this aggressive trial lane with 2 kills now in the pocket is working out. It should not work out, but it does. In the meantime, Lone Druid does go down in the top lane. Bounty Hunter able to pick him off. Shuriken toss, Janada, and everything else. The harassment was there, and the Lone Druid could not get away. Lone Druid, who did not have boots. No boots either on the Bounty Hunter though, but you know, who cares about that, as we do have the Bounty Hunter level 5.5 almost already, so really early he's gonna be level 6. Means that he's gonna be able to join the fights to roam around and get those track kills for his skills really early as well. As we have again ao'n, Ice Path on side that will destroy. Kinetic Field instantly, but not gonna be able to do anything because it was just harassment. Ice Path is very low mana cost, so they can do that. Telekinesis, stun. Do they have more? Right clicks, Gale, Ice Path, Rubik again. Disruptor locked inside there as well. Right clicks will be enough. Dual breath hits as well. Telekinesis up on the Jakiro. Ballas having to back off, eating a tango. Kinetic Field will lock in Jakiro, but they cannot go in on that one. Not while the Rubik is on solo HP. And the harassment keeps coming out from ao'n. infinite mana by the looks of it. 5 stick charges up on the Venomancer will definitely help out. Stick charges on all 3 heroes here. If you are running an aggressive tri-lane, that is the best thing for you to do. And just force out those abilities as well, as we just saw with the kinetic field, making sure that you get extra stacks, making sure that you have that extra survivability that you so desperately need. No sticks up, no magic sticks up on anybody of the Radiant side, as we have Lone Druid going down on the top lane. Hannah Montana coming around there with the haste rune to help out. And actually didn't use a Sonic Wave for that one. Track is up on the Lone Druid though. And this is actually not all bad for NEXT.kz. Even though, of course, Disruptor goes down the bottom lane again. Or again, I should say. Fatebolt going through, not doing enough. It actually doesn't hit the Venomancer who pops the salve. But I said this is not all bad, because in theory, Bounty Hunter could be jumping around to go to a different lane and force out a kill. But on the bottom lane, he's not going to be able to force out a kill anytime soon. At least not with help of the Disruptor, who's now going back there again. And on the middle lane, I mean, Manta still wants to farm. Queen of Pain still wants to farm. It's not real easily gankable target regardless because of her blink, and he does go back towards the top lane, and we'll continue farming there, and so probably keep a bit more better eye upon where Queen of Pain is going. And no, now he blinks. Now he wants to go for Queen of Pain. Is he able to do that though with the blink being there? The Skewer, maybe Reality Rip might be enough. There's no mana enough on the Magnus. Now there is. Uses bottle charges. Doesn't have anything else but the reverse polarity, however. In the meantime, I'm keeping an eye on the bottom lane as well, but I do think that's going to be mid lane where the action is going to be happening. She knows that something's up though. She knows that the Bounty Hunter is missing, as does the bottom lane. And Queen of Pain actually now moving around, and that is Bounty Hunter showing himself. Hannah Montana knowing that he is here. Rune will be picked up by the Queen of Pain, who can just blink forward and get it for sure. Tracks, right click, lose your rune used instantly, but nothing to follow it up on, and that's gonna be well, at least that gank failing. Is he gonna continue going though? That might be the case here. It could be. It could be. With Destroyer backing off in the meantime. He's on 22 for 9 last hits. Definitely not doing bad. 8 for 0 only on the Tidehunter, who is farming, of course, on the lane, on the bottom lane. But it is the kills that really make a difference here. Of course, Destroyer hasn't died yet, and he's having some nice gold as well. But in the meantime, Tidehunter has been present for all 3 kills that have been happening on the bottom lane. With the kills mostly all being picked up actually by the Venomancer. 3 for 0 up on Tibbe. Telekinesis, Jakiro. Is there gonna be more? Is there gonna be Fatebolt glimpse back inside the kinetic field? Here there will be more. There is a Fatebolt soon again. It comes to Tidehunter though. Lands the guys on the Disruptor. Anchor smash as well. And this will be Balance going down again. And now the Disruptor still being slowed. And is gonna go down again. Tidehunter this time picking up the kill for the first time. Venomancer will probably still die, as we have got Stalcat doing what he can before he's gonna be helped by Sing Sing. And that's gonna be Tidehunter on the way out. Whoa, Astro Prism still there. Will there be enough? Janada's of cooldown again. We'll be able to hit Track Gold as well, and that's going to be a kill. Bounty Hunter picking it up. Track Gold for Outworld Destroyer, who's starting to be a real force to reckon with here. And the TP out happened from the first target that got aggressed there, which was the Jakiro there, of course, who now also picked up a smoke, as we have Magnus going down in the mid lane. Queen of Pain picking up the kill. Sonic Wave being used, as well as the reverse polarity, and Venomancer showing up there, of course. That was the surprise factor, and that was not really what Magnus was expecting, Mantis was expecting even. And we have 3 for 7 in favor of ao'n right now, with the gold graph dropping in their favor as well. 2,500 soon in experience graph. Same story, of course. They get kills, they get experience with that. And the first tower also dropped. Lone Druid still farming. He has got 1,800 gold, definitely not doing bad. Let's take a look at the net worth. He is highest up on there as well, with the Outworld Destroyer following that up with 2.8k, as he now has to back off again. Kinetic Field will lock in his support. Jakiro locked inside a cage. Last one of his kind. But he will be backing off because of that, of course. As Rubik is going to take some farming. He's level 3 right now, and of course the Disruptor also level 3, with the supports on the other side, level 4 up on the Venomancer, level 4 up on the Jakiro. So that's a big difference right there. And another ward being placed there by the Venomancer, as the Gale does hit in the Disruptor. Will they go on that? Ice Path being cancelled, and they're not going to go with that. TP in for Magnus. He has not got his reverse polarity because he used it in the mid lane. There will also be a Bounty Hunter soon coming in. There is, of course, already a Sentry Ward there, but looks like they just want to go for the tower. I don't blame them. They have the lineup for the team fights, And they have the levels now as well, and they can try to do it. They have to wait for that reverse polarity to go off though. So we do have Tidehunter without the Ravage, so they can just push in without fear of getting ravaged. Queen of Pain though in the meantime on the bottom lane, helping, or on the top lane, sorry, helping to take down this tier 1 tower as Bounty Hunter rotates again towards the bottom lane as well. Right clicks, tracks, Shuriken doing a lot of damage to Hannah Montana, who's forced to blink away. Still 4 heroes around here, but the TP goes out from the OD back to base and gonna try to help somewhere, maybe top. But top is no longer needed to have help because they've already backed off, forced the TPs out by pressuring down. This tier 2 is actually already down to 470 HP, really low. And they take a victory with that for sure. Tidehunter back, he's now level 6, has got his Ravage, so that's gonna be a lot more difficult to push in against. With Ballas and 9 standing around here, the 2 supports, both level 4. Is it even both level 4? Yes, both level 4 now, and this is going to be really tricky. If they're going to get caught out by a Ravage, they're dead, like as good as. In the meantime, it's going to be Queen of Pain, who is able to blink away after the Eclipse even, and the reverse polarity, and both ultis being used for that one. That is not worth it, for sure. Like I said, they are a team that have got the team fight with that, but no can do. Not if you can't kill a Queen of Pain, that with using basically everything. Queen of Pain, who is almost back up to full health, and was back up to full health until the shockwave still hit her, but it's gonna be Magnus who's gonna be choosing to back out because he is needing of mana. In the meantime, Tidehunter looking for a Ravage. Not gonna find it though. Telekinesis locks him back, drops him back, and TP in from the Bounty Hunter, lands a track upon the Tidehunter. Jakiro, Venomancer backing off again. 4 heroes on the bottom lane. 4 NEXT.kz, who is really desperately trying to force out any mistakes from ao'n. Any overextension would be welcome right now, because they need that. They need those kills. They have got the track. They've got the OD, who's not doing that bad, but they need to have more. It's just that simple. Otherwise, this Lone Druid will rip them apart later on. Lone Druid, who actually picked up a Mincer Hammer. This is the build that we see a lot lately from American teams mostly, and I have been told that ao'n is actually an American team. The Mincer Hammer first on the Spirit Bear, an item that makes it possible for Lone Druid to be aggressive a lot earlier than he would have been with the Radiance, and of course he can disassemble it later on to turn it into an Assault Grasp or something like that. So definitely a good item, as we have Bounty Hunter picking up the Queen of Pain still actually by himself, not even having the help of the Magnus for that one, and that's gonna be a track kill as well. So nice job for Sing Sing as he picks up that kill for his team, a needed kill as well. In the meantime though, the bottom lane still being aggressive. Tidehunter around there, still has his Ravage, still wants to use it. Is he gonna be able to use it? Yes he does. Hits on the 2 supports, then not on the OD though, who was locked inside an Astral Imprisonment level 4, so that's a bit of a failed Ravage, cannot do anything after that, and now they back off. In the meantime, Lone Druid has found himself a free tower kill, gets the last hit for that as well, and he now picks up the recipe for the Maelstrom, and here comes the Bounty Hunter having his Empower on. He's not going to go for Lone Druid though, it's going to be in the mid lane, TP in from the Queen of Pain. Do they want to try to go for it again? They keep on pressuring this bottom lane. They keep on pressuring. Queen of Pain blinking in, wants to go for the OD. Telekinesis is there though, and that's gonna be a stun up. And actually the Glimpse back on the Venomancer. Kinetic field there. Disruptor taking a lot of damage. Doesn't have anything to heal him up with apart from the 2 stick charges. And we see Jakiro looking for that Ice Path. Not gonna find it for now, as we have reverse polarity. It's only on 1. Shockwave hits on 2 though. Skewer away. Tidehunter goes down. Venomancer taking a lot of damage. Magnus trying to do what he can, but now has to back up. Takes a kill. Takes a dual breath. And will probably drop. Misses his Shockwave on the Venomancer and goes down to the creeps, getting the last hit. In the meantime, we still have OD hanging around there alive, barely alive though, has to actually back off, but the Queen of Pain is just too dangerous there with his screams. It's going to be Bounty Hunter that's going to be scouted out. Of course, there's a ward here for the dire side, so they see him Shuriken toss. Not going to do anything much on the Jakiro, who's just going to be backing off from that one. OD still hanging around there as well. Still not dropping back, as well as Ballas actually, even though he doesn't have any mana, still wants to try to throw out right clicks if they are needed. That's so far not needed just yet, as we have Lone Druid, instead of continuing his push and forcing out TPs, he decides, you know what, I'm just gonna sneakily take all the towers while the rest of my team is farming bottom lane, and he is just gonna be, well, chipping away from the tower slowly but steadily. And that was a reverse polarity use. Unfortunately, it was only on 1 hero though, only on the Venomancer, and even Venomancer didn't die. It was only the Tidehunter that dropped there. They need, NEXT.kz needs that good team fight. Like I said during the draft, they have got it. Reverse polarity, Eclipse, Kinetic Field, Static Storm, you name it. Fate Bolts go through there, of course, as well, and depending on what Rubik steals, maybe a Sonic Wave, maybe a Venomous ulti. Who knows? But they need something like that. Because right now, the gold graph is dropping into the favor of ao'n real fast. And that's not good. Tracks, right click. And that's him going to be backing off soon again. Sentry Ward instantly plays. Look at that response time from the Tide. Thinking he might have a chance for a kill. Kalim is back up on the Venomancer, and that might be a kill actually, and that's a skewer through. Venomancer ulti still being used. Ice Pat still looks in the Magnus, but it is a Venomancer that goes down. Track you with that. He has from Prismet up on the Tide, who does have a Ravage if he wants to use it. Does he want to use it? Whoa, that's a lot of damage from one Janata. Will be enough. There is one right click extra coming up from Stalcat, and that will be the kill. And that will be 2 kills, 2 track kills that were so needed on NEXT.kz. Maybe they don't need a team fight anymore now, but, well, actually they do. But they are not out of this game just yet, as OD picks up a 4 staff for himself, some more intellect, some more mobility and survivability at that as well, as he has actually not died yet. There's been a lot of deaths on the bottom lane, but not from him. He's 2 for 0 for 1. He's been part in 3 out of the 7 kills. Ooh, track going off on the Jakiro, but Bounty Hunter able to back off in time. Shockwave still hits on 2. Nice one there. But we have 5 heroes grouping up here for ao'n. Even the lone druid with his bear, like I said, able to join team fights a lot earlier than they normally would. And they want to get the tier 1, or else, well, it's like either you're gonna team fight us or we'll take your tier 1 tower. That's basically it. That's basically what you're saying. If you're pushing in 5-1 tower, and we do have TPs, it looks like they want to take it. Reverse Polarity is there, Kinetic Field in there as well. Is he gonna try? This would be a big skewer if he gets it. Oh no, doesn't get it. Doesn't get it, only gets 1. And that's Reverse Polarity, only gets 1 again, and that's the Ravage being used. Tidal still drops, so Sonic Wave on the side, Macropyre as well. It is out for the Destroy that's already dead. And now the rest tries to back off. The rest of NEXT.kz, that is a Disruptor, low on life, only got 29 HP left. And the Bounty Hunter backing off as well. He cannot do anything, so like I said, you team fight us or we take your tower. Well, they team fight them and took their tower, so that's not a good trade for NEXT.kz at all, if you even can call it a trade, because it was only really tied until that went down in that fight. And that's gonna be, well, NEXT.kz, again, at the downside. They were picking it up slightly after next fight, after the last 2 pickups, but that tower in that fight did not really help out at all. As well, I just think the positioning of ao'n was just very good, that Magnus could not get a good reverse polarity in. If they did, if it would have hit on more than just a Tidehunter, that would have made a massive difference in that team fight. But unfortunately for NEXT.kz, it didn't hit differently, and they did lose well, most of their team, 3 of their team, even the only Disruptor and Bounty Hunter staying alive in the fight. Tidehunter going for Mechanism in the meantime. He is, I mean, as a carry Tide, or a carry Tide, I'm not sure if you can call it. He was on the aggressive trial, and the one that was supposed to be farming there. He's not that high on farm. It was the OD that actually has more farm than him. Actually, OD has most farm of everybody up on the Radiant side. But it is the Queen of Pain, as well as the Lone Druid, that are so high up there on net worth. And the Queen of Pain, actually, what is she building? Oh, she picked up a Dagon. Oh, that's going to be really dangerous, and that's going to be spell power all the way. Spell power for the Jakiro, spell power for the Tide. As for Prismet, tries to help out, but it's not enough. Dagon picks up the last hit. Lone Druid not being there for the experience for it, but that's not really all that important, as Lone Druid already has 4k gold in his inventory, and even if he still wanted to get a Radiance, he could definitely now do it. Sentry Ward's being placed. Is the Sentry Ward countering? Yes, it is countering the other Sentry Ward that's there. Nice job. Let's see what the rest is building, because we already saw Magnus on fairly low on net worth, and what does he want to have? He's got drums, he's got boots, other than that he's got 700 gold. There's no way of knowing yet what he wants. Normally you want them getting a blink dagger or something, just to get that aggression going, get that initiation going, to not rely on skewer all that much. But he's not going to get enough farm with that. He needs more. He needs those team fights that I've been talking about, and he's not getting it so far. In the meantime, Roshan going to be taken down by ao'n, as it's of course 18 minutes into the game, and they can easily take it with that bear there. And they'll probably put the Aegis up on the Lone Druid as well. Lone Druid, who is now part of the team. I say it in a weird way because normally, of course he is part of the team, but normally lone druids are like 4+1 and they are the one because they are farming while the rest of their team is trying to do other stuff. It's actually Queen of Pain that picks up the Aegis. Of course also a good choice because she has got infinite mana if she indeed dies and gets back up after spamming out all her mana and maybe able to throw out another Dagon at some point. A Dagon for which she could buy level 2 if she wants it. She has got 2k gold in her inventory. Might just go for an Aghanim Scepter still though, if they want to be forcing out those fights a lot more frequent than they are doing that right now. As on tower, if we look at towers actually, because we know that there's a lot of gold in favor for ao'n right now, but if you look at towers, there's only one tower down on the side of the Dire, and there is 4 towers down on the side of the Radiant. That's 3 towers difference, which already is about, well, what is it, 4,500 gold. So that's taking that into consideration. The gold difference not that big, but it is still big because NEXT.kz hasn't taken their towers down yet. And if you look at the pushing power, it's not really ideal pushing power that they have, and they know that too. They group up. Are they going to be using a dust or anything like that? Doesn't look like it. And even if they did, they're not going to be finding anybody anytime soon because it's 4 heroes, 3 heroes on the bottom lane, actually 4 together with the Venomancer closing the line there, and they are going to be finding the Magnus who is farming here. If they pick him up before a fight even starts, that might be another tier 2 tower going down on the side of NEXT.kz. Not something that they really want to be getting. They're going to find them. Gush lands on the Rubik, telekinesis up on the high ground for the Tide, who cannot do anything anymore. Ice Path hits on the Rubik as well, it's a 2 breath. Here comes the score! And the reverse polarity, but they're all up on the hill! The right clicks go through, Queen of Pain picks up the Magnus though, and the Disruptor still goes down to Rubik as well, but how did that happen? Get 3 people up on the higher ground, with the Jakiro already TPing out from there, 3 people up on the higher ground, and still they lose the fight. Still they lose the fight, not enough follow-up from that one. And they do indeed get a tier 2 tower out of that, there's no doubt about that, no way to defend it. They do have a fortification, but it would just be the late of execution, as the courier is going to be bringing a TP scroll to the Dire side again. A Bounty Hunter able to pick up the tower here, one more right click and gets the last hit as well. That's the second tower going down in the game, and right now he has to be very careful. OD already TP'd out of there. Do they have any true sight? They only have what they... Ooh, courier! Ooh, courier! It will be fine. They only have central words. Ah, there we go. That's what they needed. They need the gem. And the gem is being put up by the lone druid, so he will have his bear probably carrying that one around. As they are looking at the last tier 2 tower like it's a tasty bite, and they want to have it, and I think that they can. The gold graph is just dropping slowly, or I say slowly, it's just dropping down faster and faster. 10,000 gold in favor of the Dire side, with almost 10k also in favor on experience, and that's the last tower picked off on the map. Lone Druid getting the last hit for that one. 1300 gold already up on him. Still indeed got the Radiance, very fast Radiance and Maelstrom up on the bear. And do they actually want to just continue going? They feel like they have the team fight. They could do the same thing again, forcing out a team fight, and they have the Ravage, thinking they have the advantage anyway. Or they take your tier 3, basically that. And this is Outworld Destroyer, able to carry his team. His farm, it start, he was doing okay with that, but he's been slacking behind, and now it's actually Bounty Hunter that's taken the most of the farm so far. Kinetic Field does lock in the bear, but he only needs his pet to be hitting on the tower instead. Look at that. I mean, you might be able to kill off the bear, but it will get resummoned anyway. Not even that. Don't even need it. Tower getting hit him from the low ground. Blooms back on the Queen of Pain, who just blinks out again out of the Kinetic Field. Gale hits on the Magnus, who does have a reverse polarity, by the way. This is a bait. They're baiting with their positioning. They're baiting with their positioning, but so far not successful. And that's gonna be a lone druid gonna be backing out again. Bear got indeed resummoned and just takes down the tower like it's nothing. Peanuts, he says, and he's just going on the barracks next. Shockwave going through. Hannah McDonough has the Aegis, so he's not worried. Goes down. Aegis popped. He doesn't care. Would have died otherwise in 2 minutes anyway. The Aegis, that is, would have gone away. Gosh up on the Rubik. Queen of Pain inside an Esper imprisonment, but he doesn't care either. He just wants to go for the barracks, and they're almost able to get it as well. Just need to back off to recuperate. Oh, blinking. And a reverse polarity, or was it? Yes, it was. Gets two. Venomman's ulti right in the right spot. Rabbit's being used, and now the fight gets turned around. Rabbit's got stolen, though, by Palace. But the HPs of NEXT.kz, they don't lie. The Disruptor goes down. The Magnus goes down. And there's nobody yet on ao'n that is down, apart from, well, nobody yet. Bounty Hunter actually went down there, too, and bought back. 3 heroes down on the side of NEXT.kz. And nobody down on the side of ao'n. Not even the 2 supports, or the Queen of Pain and the Venomman, so that got skewered into the base of the Radiant. That is something that you don't see every day. In case the Bounty Hunter was hanging around there. Ice Path, Dual Breath, save that Venomancer. But there is of course no Bounty Hunter, nowhere to be found. Bounty Hunter trying to get some farm going, trying to take the semi-carry role, because he does need that. He is highest up on net worth for his team. Mechanism almost completed up on the OD, just needs 250 gold for that. And we've got the Disruptor. In the meantime, died 4 times. Has been only in 3 kills, where he actually did some damage to the kills. Of course, his kinetic field doesn't really work that way, as in, even if there's a kill because of his kinetic field, he won't get credit for it, because it doesn't damage him. And are we gonna see a smoke? We might. Rubik is waiting for more. Maybe it's just to pop his smoke. Maybe they're just gonna look for more. Magnus in the meantime, and we saw his blink dagger displayed. He needs more though. There need to be more damage follow-ups up on that reverse polarity that he does. And this is gonna be smoke, perhaps? If they're not, then they're wasting a lot of time in this jungle. And they're just delaying execution in that case. Because, well, it looks like ao'n, they want to just take down the bottom lane. They should be, yeah, they should be doing that. Or are they not? No, they're not. Maybe they want to take down a team fight before they go smoking up. So they are actually the ones that smoke up here. And they're still going to go onto the bottom lane. It's going to be the OD that's hanging around there in the front. Pretty tricky. And it's going to be the Tidehunter that's actually not there yet. Even though he does have a Ravage. Regeneration. Track going off, just to see the positionings. And there was a Gem of True Sight up on the Lone Druid. Reverse polarity, that's gonna be it. Ravage still up. Ravage from both sides going through an Ice Path. Macropyre. Rubik is gonna go down. Disruptor's down. Magnus is down. Double kill for Exiled. There is a Astral Imprisonment to make sure that they're not gonna get chased. But the only one surviving is this guy. The only one is Stalcat. And they're gonna lose their barracks, and they're gonna call GG. It will be ao'n. April Neil Esports that will be moving on to the next round, facing up against Pain Gaming or against Zero, which is the other side of the bracket for this one. And we're gonna see which one of those that's gonna be. That's gonna be. Well, probably we already know, or you already know, because you can see the brackets. I can't just yet. Ice Path still locks into. Just the execution coming off from ao'n is just too good. And the trial and actually working out brilliantly. I wasn't expecting it, but definitely happened. And Magnus mid lane not working out all that well. And Bounty Hunter not able to carry the team for him, because he did good on the top lane, even though he died once. And it was not necessarily the Lone Druid that made them lose this game. It's more the team fights that they weren't able to get with Mantis Magnus. Ice Path. Bam, double kill. But yeah, the GG's already called, and we're gonna wait until the throne goes down. My name is Sheever, I'm a Ghost of Gamers caster. If you want to support me, please subscribe to my YouTube on youtube.com/SheeverGaming. This was a game for the Thor Open Qualifiers, and you can find out more about that on fragbite.se. And, well, there's going to be 2 more qualifiers after this one. This one is going to be running tonight and tomorrow night. The semi-finals and the finals will be tomorrow night, probably cast by Bellum, but keep an eye on my forums, as you know that I do that post that says who's casting what and what's going on in the Dota 2 scene of the day. But yeah, we'll find out shortly who's going to be up against ao'n Esports. And we'll be right back with that, so stay tuned for more Dota 2 action coming right up.